Hey, what's up? This is BW1979 saying hello to all the Sonic fans on SonicAnime.net and Sonics on the Saturday morning Sonic forums. I just want to kind of talk about what's going on in the Sonic universe. I mean, I know not a lot of people do that. Now, I know a lot of you are excited, just like I am, that SatAM is finally coming out to DVD early next year. We just don't know when. But in my opinion, from what I understand, just finding out that Ken Penders is going to do the artwork for the cover, from what I can see, Shout Factory is trying to make the SatAM DVD box set almost similar to what Sony BMG Entertainment is doing with the Transformers 20th Anniversary Edition. Because you see with the Transformers, what Sony is doing with the Transformers movie 20th Edition is they're doing everything fans want. They're putting fan commentary in there. They're doing deleted scenes, alternate scenes, you name it, they have it. And I think that's what Shout Factory is trying to do. They're trying to do something very similar to that. They're trying to make it very fan-base oriented. Now, if they do make it fan-base oriented, I think what's going to happen is they might, if they do this, they might give us a behind-the-scenes, look at how the series was made. Give us some, interviews with the writers and the rest of the staff, the voice actors, and kind of give us also a detailed look at what the third season would have been like, or how the third season would have turned out. And maybe, just maybe, they'll give us some news on a possible SatAM movie taking place. When and where that might happen, we'll never know. Now, besides the SatAM coming to DVD, I wanted to talk about what's going on in the comic books. Now, I understand a lot of you some of you are pro-Sally and Sonic, some of you are anti-Sonic and Sally and whatever. So basically I'm here to just say it doesn't matter what kind of side you take, as long as you realize that in the end, despite the fact that you hate seeing Sonic together with Sally, or you love to see him back together or you love to see him with Sally, the truth of the matter is Sonic and Sally are going to get back together. We just don't know what issue it's going to be. I mean, a lot of people might say that what we saw in Mobius 25 years later, or M25YL, is a possible future or an alternate future. Well, from what I understand, that is the future. We just don't know how it's actually going to turn out. That's probably just like a hint or a glimpse of things to come. So, if you don't, so I'm just telling this to those that probably just don't want to see them together, that it's going to happen one way or another. Now, quite frankly, I have no problem with Sonic and Fiona right now, because I think that's making a very interesting story angle come to fruition. I mean, think about it. Think about all the hints that have been dropped about Fiona's past. I mean, her encounters with Rouge, the fact that Sleuth Doggy Dog kind of emphasized her or corrected her when she called him a traitor. Or what about what Scourge said, when he was fighting Sonic, saying that she's only making it look like the boyfriend-girlfriend. I mean, things like that are really making me enjoy this kind of story angle between them, even though I know it's not going to last. But what I'm more interested in is if Tails and Mina are going to be together, is how in the world is that going to happen? I mean, Mina is almost like Fiona. She's a few years older than Tails. Maybe she's younger than Fiona. Who knows? But all I know is that this is going to be very interesting to see, and how Ian Porto or Ian Flynn, writes this out, or whoever gets the opportunity to write that story, how they work it out. Another thing I'm looking forward to, very interesting, is some upcoming issues.
Hey, what's up?
I'm Brian Walmer, BW 1979. As you probably just watched, I did a review for Sonic issue 168. But now I'm here to talk about SatAM DVD coming in 2007, and probably more than that. They're asking for some fans' input about certain things, and I'm going to give some input right now. I think what they should do with this DVD is they should put some commentaries during certain episodes, especially as we get into the second season part of the DVD. They should put commentaries on Blast of the Past, and especially on maybe the final 4 episodes going into Doomsday. I think what they should also do, and I truly believe, is they should interview Ben Hurst, Pat Ali, and the people that did the voices, and kind of find out, from their standpoint, how they felt doing the series, and also find out from Ben and Pat what official plans did they have for the 3rd season. I mean, we've heard many things from Tails maturing to, and becoming a little rebellious, and Dulcie coming to her full powers, and Knuckles appearing, and this and that, and Sally being courted by somebody else, and Sonic transformation and whatnot. I just truly think we should find out a little bit more than that, and I think that's what one of the interviews should be about. Another thing is, I think what they should do is also do some exclusive interviews with the people that write the comic book, the Archie comic book version of Sonic the Hedgehog, and kind of find out from them if they had any influences from what the 3rd season would have been like, if not the previous seasons before that. Because as I've mentioned before, you see a lot of similarities, from what the 3rd season would have been in that made their way into the comic book. So I think we should have interviews like that with probably Ken Penders and maybe even Ian Flynn and a few others that really contributed to the comic book success. I think also what we should have is something that the Transformers movie, which came out this past Tuesday, has as well. Fan commentary. We should have 2 expert fans, commentate maybe on Blast of the Past and specifically maybe the Doomsday Project episode itself. Kind of give their own input. And maybe even get some commentary on why Heads or Tails was done so differently. I mean, we know it's the pilot episode, but was that going to be the original design for the series had they not changed it? I'd like to find out something like that. Excuse me for that. I live around a place full of locals. But anyway, we should have things like that kind of be featured in there. As well as maybe test footage, deleted footage, and alternate footage, from certain episodes. That, I think, should be added in there. Otherwise, I think what should really be done as well in a celebration for this is maybe what Shout Factory and Dick Entertainment should do is they should contact maybe Kids WB, maybe 4Kids TV. I know some of you are very sensitive to that part. And kind of re-air the episodes on their networks to kind of get fans ready, for something. Or contact CBS, since they are in a partnership with Dick Entertainment, to do it there. So like I said, to get everyone ready. Overall, I think, this SatAM DVD is supposed to be fan-based, fan-oriented, influenced, just like the Transformer movie was and many others were. So I truly believe this is going to be a hit. I mean, I know it's going to probably be one of the highest pre-orders and highest sellers, maybe, in early 2000, when it's around March of 2000 or April 2007, when it comes out, it's going to be. And furthermore, I think that this might even influence the SatAM movie, if there's going to be one, to be created. Because I truly think there's a lot of answers that need to be, or questions that need to be answered. I truly do. But, and maybe it'll influence a new Sonic series to be made. I've mentioned this many times before when I've typed it online, that maybe there should be a Sonic series based on the stories, or based on adaptations of the stories you see